taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day, while the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor. He was telling you to build your own house.
Woo-doo. Build your own house. I don't know how clearer that can be, but tonight's show, sometimes we talk about everybody else, but tonight we're going to talk about us. We're going to talk about pointing the finger at ourselves, and there's going to be some topics, and maybe some people will be offended, but too bad, because this is the No PC show. I can't do nothing about it. I'm not going to waste my time with political correctness, because ever since they came up with this political correctness, I told everybody that's just another platform to hide behind. Let me say hello to Kathy Holiday out there. Brandon, I see you out there, brother. Peace and blessings. I just don't do political correctness. A lot of people probably don't even remember when political correctness started, but it was during the OJ trial. So to hide behind certain types of racist behavior, they started throwing out this term politically correct to further hinder any progress by anybody other than the people that were at the very top. So that's why the name of the show is the No PC show. And you can say not politically correct or say politically challenged, because we don't believe in the politics of this country. Not until they write us a big fat check. I don't even say I'm American. I just say I'm a black man that happens to be in America, and I developed this platform so we can just have a talk among ourselves. So if you're on Facebook, you're part of a special group that I put you in. Nobody else has access to that, but we're not hiding, because if you go to YouTube, type in the No PC show, all one word, you can join. Click that subscribe button. Hello, Miss Dominique. You can click that subscribe button. You can click that notification button, and you're going to see everything that we're presenting on the screen tonight. Totally different experience over on the YouTube side. You get to see the illustrations and things that we're going to get into. Now, if you haven't seen the Surviving R. Kelly, The Reckoning, then you might want to turn off, because I'm going to talk about it. Can somebody tell me what's the difference in R. Kelly and all these priests that are out here? I'm just waiting. If someone can tell me, if you're looking at the screen, we got all these pictures of R. Kelly and the victims. And this won't be about victim shaming, but everybody's got some responsibility in this. This is our issue here. R. Kelly is our issue. The issue I'm showing on the screen now, this is the world issue where the Catholic Church destroyed files, thousands of files legally, got an injunction to destroy all types of files up to a certain time, and nobody is questioning this. Nobody is outraged about the abuse of all these kids at the hands of Catholic priests. That's why I refuse to be politically correct. You're not just going to be correct on one side with me and not on the other side. Same goes for Oprah Winfrey and her buddy Harvey Weinstein. You ain't heard Oprah say nothing bad about Harvey Weinstein. That's her boy. But she threw Michael Jackson under the bus. She threw Russell Simmons under the bus. Called out a few more black people under the bus. When you gonna call out Harvey Weinstein? When you gonna say surviving Harvey Weinstein? She ain't. So Oprah, I can't really mess with you on that. It makes it hard for us to support our black people who have made it up the ladder when you constantly support the behavior of those that are against us, those that we call the establishment. And I'm sick and tired of it, and I'm not going to be quiet because, oh, well, Oprah is great, and I don't give a damn. Be fair. That's the problem with us as black people in this America. We too worried about fairness to other people, and nobody's concerned about fairness to us. Pointing the finger at us. That's our issue. R. Kelly. Let's talk about this. I grew up in the same neighborhood that R. Kelly and them grew up in. We stayed at 562 East 40th Street, and I think they stayed in the building down or next to 602, 603 or something like that. He wasn't R. Kelly then. He was a kid. And just like he was molested, so many other things were going on in that environment of the projects. I did a poem about it a long time ago. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it talked about the conditions that were created, that created slums and put you in situations and put you in harm's way of your own people. Your people that were selling drugs, prostitution, gang activity, the molestation of young boys and girls by older men in the community. I'm tired of everybody sitting around acting like this wasn't something that we saw on a constant basis. I saw it all the time while growing up. I would look and be like, wait a minute. Ain't she 16? That dude 28. What is he doing? Or hearing brothers like, oh man, you know, it's got hair on it. She can go. No, dude, that's a baby. And maybe I thought differently because I had a house full of sisters. That that's not the way that go. We turn on ourselves, and then we allow it to happen, and then we complain. This man, boy, whatever you want to call him, was a victim. Also, at a certain point in time. But just because you're a victim, you can't make other people victims. In the documentary, it talks about the man in the neighborhood who was giving the kids food and stuff like that. I was always a standoff type of dude. I was wide awoke like, I already had been accosted by dudes and women the same, because people always act like it's just men coming at the girls, but no, there were men coming at the boys, and women coming at the boys. It's still the same flavor. But everybody stayed quiet. Didn't nobody want to talk about it. And we didn't bring it up. We knew enough to recognize a predator when we saw one, and we got away from that person. Everybody didn't know enough. I got plenty of friends that didn't know enough and got caught up in those systems. So R. Kelly was one of those people that got caught up in the system. Then his mother didn't protect him. She took a payout for whatever. She's dead. We can't ask her the question why you took this payout. Why did you have knowledge of the sister molesting them? They didn't say in the documentary whether they told the mother or not. They just said they were afraid and that the older sister was molesting them. All that doesn't give him any excuse for what he did to a lot of these young ladies. And I'll admit true, some of them that were in their late 20s, I'm not giving you a survivor's tag. I'm sorry. You're old enough to know better. The McGee chick, I think she was 28, had her own business and everything going good. You know, she had a bad relationship with her husband, and I guess she needs to be a part of something. They all said they needed to be a part of something. They needed to feel some type of love. You're too damn old for that. I don't know if people recognize or have a knowledge of what a pimp does. The mentality of a pimp, the type of woman that he looks for. One that doesn't have a good family life. But one that doesn't have a high self-esteem. That thinks highly of herself. One that has that neediness inside of her that you can exploit. And you come to them on the soft side, on the gentle side. You talk to them, you befriend them. You give them advice, and they may follow that advice, and if that advice works for them, they start feeling like, oh wow, this guy's cool. He's different than what I'm getting at home. Like the hairdresser that said, nobody listened to me before I started doing R. Kelly's hair. You already know she got low self-esteem. The Jocelyn Pace, she had a horrible family life at home. And then she's traveling back and forth, cutting school to go and be at the trial. The adults failed her there because she was supposed to be 18 to get in. So how was she getting in every day if it wasn't for the people that were supposed to be carding people? There's a poem by Oscar Brown Jr. called The Children of Children. And there's a line in there about us failing our children. It talks about them sitting on our laps in a protective mode, and then we allow them to jump into the traps of society. We don't warn them. We don't cradle them. But every animal that you see in the world takes care of their young instinctively. Now, this guy had money and all that type of stuff. But if you let money corrupt your morality, that's you. It's got nothing to do with nobody else. That's your moral compass that says, I'm going to overlook this. So I hope a lot of these folks wind up going to jail that were assisting him because he did not do it by himself. When you forge a document, like they're trying to bring up some charges against them forging the document for Aaliyah, it's past the limit of statute of limitation. It's worthless. A lot of the stuff probably will be thrown out because it's too old, it's worthless, and people participated in stuff. Even his wife, she participated in stuff. I think Jocelyn or somebody got arrested today, but her and Ariel were all on Snapchat or whatever they were on yesterday having a fight in the Trump Towers. So Ariel goes down to the police station, files a battery charge. So Jocelyn had to turn herself in. Now Ariel comes back and says that she's just trying to get her away from R. Kelly. She's upset now with the system because he didn't let them watch TV and all this other type of stuff. So he could keep them in the dark, keep them off balance. But mostly everything he had put in Ariel's name. So now she's had an awakening. At what point were we supposed to have our awakening? Hey, I'll be the first to admit, hey, I was playing all the R. Kelly stuff. Step in the Name of Love and Trapped in the Closet and I Wish and everything, Feeling on Your Booty, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I was not an R. Kelly fan. I remember R. Kelly as a young teenager sitting down in the subway with his little Casio, acting like Stevie Wonder, shaking his head back and forth. And if he wasn't there, I used to go to Truman College up on Wilson. He'd be up there. So he would be out hustling for the change, getting his money. And then he got to deal with Public Announcement, or they formed a group, whatever they did. Money magnifies who you really are. I don't know if people have ever really heard that statement. If you're an asshole and then you get money, you're probably going to be a bigger asshole. R. Kelly started feeding and believing his own crap. Like when they say legend in your own mind, he started thinking this is R. Kelly and this is Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly's the one that was abused. R. Kelly is the abuser. I'm going to tell you something right now. I went to an R. Kelly concert. What's up, Lawrence? And I couldn't enjoy the concert. And the reason I could not enjoy the concert because of what was going on off the stage, as well as what was going on the stage. You might as well have paid to see a porno. And you seen all these women with their little teenage daughters screaming and yelling, and he's simulating sex acts on the stage. He got the sex swing on the stage. He got the woman, I think that was Kitty. Now that I see her face and I think back, she's on her knees in front of him. They got the silhouette screen with the sex going on the couch behind her. Stuff strictly for adults, but there were a ton of teenage girls all around there. And so he had people that would go out into the audience and recruit these little girls. They knew exactly what he wanted, what he was looking for. What's up, DeAndre? Black Ice. So they knew exactly what he was looking for. And all these mothers and daughters and aunts, I thought it was ridiculous. I was actually ashamed to try to even watch the show, because how do you look? You're a grown man at the R. Kelly concert, and there's a 13, 14-year-old next to you watching all this simulated sex stuff. And mind you, we had already all seen the tape. So we already knew what the allegations were. Anybody that's seen the tape, it's like 4 or 5 different clips with different women. And in each one, he looks at the camera or comes and adjusts the camera. So there's no way in the world we thought that R. Kelly was going to beat this case. It's no way, dude. I've seen your face. Your face is in the camera. You adjusting the camera. Anybody that's seen the tape knew that was R. Kelly. I don't know how he got away with it that time. Money. Money will let you BS your way through a whole lot of crap in this country. Because they don't pray to God, they pray to money. Johnny Cochran says in his book, the only reason that OJ got off because OJ could write a check. So if you can pay for a professional witness, he says, I call OJ. OJ, we need $20,000. OJ writes the check. That guy comes and sits on the stand and tells a story. Whether it's true or not, he don't care. He gonna do it for 20. Your court system is corrupt. Hey, Alexis. So we're in a corrupt court system. I don't think he's getting off of this one because now it's a manhunt. They're hitting him with charges that were reserved for gangsters. Again, the people on the Facebook side, if you want to come to the YouTube side, go to the No PC Show. It's all one word on YouTube. Click that subscribe button. Click the notification button. We love to have you. I put the link over there. You can click on the link. The link will take you right there. So the court systems failed these young ladies. The people that were at that house failed them young ladies. And I don't give a damn what people say. The parents failed those young ladies. Now, you can't do nothing with them when they turn 18. You can't do nothing with them. And here's another thing. You know, people feel how you want. Where are the fathers who should be walking around with the shirt on saying, kill R. Kelly? That's what fathers do. Oh, well, he's got bodyguards. He gonna see me every day. We gonna be fighting bodyguards. We gonna be going to jail. We gonna be sending threats. When I get out, R. Kelly. Remember that scene in Casino with Joe Pesci? And he's talking to the banker. And he says, I'll crack your head and put you in a coma, and I'll go to jail. And about the same time I'm getting out of jail, you're coming out of your coma, and I'll crack you in your head again and put you in a coma. Y'all playing games, and I don't know what it was with these parents that they wasn't putting a foot in they kids' butts in the first place. Your 16-year-old daughter gets on the plane and flies to the other side of the world. Wait till I catch up with you. That's how that go. People scared to go to jail. For the love of your kids. You know, the Savages, I don't know. I just get a funny feeling about the Savages. Jocelyn's parents, they just rub me the wrong way. They actions rub me the wrong way. The posturing that they constantly do rubs me the wrong way. It does. I'm usually a good judge of people, and I'm not getting a good vibe from them. And I think there were some things that maybe R. Kelly promised them. But R. Kelly was all out in the open. You could get this tour schedule, whatever. You can be in the audience, whatever. You can do what you got to do. But I think which was that Azrael's parents. I think her father had been in jail, so he really wasn't trying to go back to jail. And I understand you're not trying to go to jail. You better off helping your child because you're out here in the world. Threats are free. Threats bother people. If you constantly see somebody and you know you're doing something wrong to their family member, And every day they see you, they saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Screaming it out. I'm going to get you, R. Kelly. I'm going to get you. Remember my face when you see me, I'm going to get you. Period. All he can do is go file an order of protection. Oh, I need him so and so far away from me. Okay. Then you'll start seeing somebody else saying, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, R. Kelly. And then he files another protection against that. But then it'll get to the point where enough people are doing it and standing up, the police will start saying, are you just paranoid? Because you're telling us over 50 people now are threatening to get you. You got to make them nervous enough to fear. He had no fear. He kept getting away with it. We all know that was R. Kelly on the tape. We all know he was using pimp theology to lock these girls in. If you don't know about pimping, go read Iceberg Slim's Pimp. Go read Donna Goins' Whoreson. That's all this is pimping. I told somebody the other day, I say the crazy thing about this is he could have went back to any of these girls because I see it in their eyes. I see it in their testimonies that they're still locked in. They were all still saying, I feel sorry for him and blah, blah, blah. So if he would have came or called and said, look, baby, I'm sorry about that. Daddy's sorry. I didn't mean that. That's not what we're about. That's not how we do it. You know how we carry it. I love you. I got love for you and your family. Maybe I haven't been doing the things that you need me to do the way you need me to do them, but there were some situations that you wasn't aware of, so I had to do it a certain way, and I need you to forgive me because I love you. And all of them were weak enough. Even the one that was a hairdresser, she just wanted him to apologize. Just apologize to me. Don't do me like that, because what I was getting from you, I wasn't getting from nowhere else, and you filled the hole in my life, and if you just apologize, I'll forget about it. That's that pimp love. That's that pimp lock in. I ain't no pimp. Everybody looking what you know about pimping. Don't worry about what I know. I know what it looks like. I recognize what he's doing to them. So it takes Kim Fox, who, you know, I still like Kim Fox, even though she done got caught up in Juicy Smollett's nonsense. But she herself wasn't a abuse victim. She grew up in the Cabrini Green projects. I worked in the Cabrini Green projects. And in every project that I've ever gone to, I've seen R. Kellyism perpetrated. And I've seen people look away. And I think all of us as men, we can look back through our life and say, wow, that was too close. That wasn't cool. Because if I hung out with a young lady or something and then found out she was younger than what I thought, oh, deuces, we out of here. Nope. Ain't no discussion. So we saw it rampant. So we got to take some responsibility for that nonsense, for not being protectors. More so us as black men not being protectors of our women, and that's a big problem that we have right now. So today's show is about that. It's not about Harvey Weinstein and the nonsense that I personally think he may get off. Psh. He done spent about $65 million already, blah, blah, blah. But Bill Cosby, I personally don't think Bill Cosby should be in jail. I read the 45 depositions, and 25 of them immediately got to go out the door. But you got a judge in the court system that said, I unsealed the sealed record because I didn't believe that I didn't want him to continue to allow America to believe that he was America's father and portraying that positive image on TV as a positive black man when I know he's just a nigga like all the rest of them. Had to expose him. Had to put him out there. That woman that did the last trial, she took money, continued to hang out with Cosby, took all the gifts and all the benefits, spent all the money and everything, and then gets to come back and say, I think I'm violated. Cool, you violated, run back that $4 million and everything else. Run it back. Because I got a thing with victims. Don't take the money. Be a real victim. I know that offends some people. Don't take the money. Stand up for yourself. So we can really say, yeah, you're a victim. When you take the money and you sign off, you've given up your victim rights. R. Kelly is a piece of shit. I don't really have any love for R. Kelly. Like I said, I was an R. Kelly fan. I enjoyed his music. I remember being out of town one day and they had a R. Kelly party. I'm like, hell no, I'm not going to no R. Kelly party. I'm not trying to hang out with R. Kelly. I'm not trying to be around R. Kelly. No, I want to ball with R. Kelly. I don't want to do nothing with R. Kelly. I'm not enamored with people like that. Well, maybe Thelma from Good Times, but other than that, I'm not enamored enough to change my morals for anybody. This is the type of things that we allow in our neighborhoods when we allow drug kingpins to flourish, dope boys to flourish. That's all on us because that's our cousins, our brothers, our sisters. There was a situation where I don't know how many people watch True Life TV, and True Life TV has a new series. And yesterday they talked about the Kanika Jenkins stories, and that's the young lady that was found dead in the freezer. I'm just gonna put it out there. I do believe that somebody did something to her, but I don't think it's the hotel. I think it's the people that she was around. And it's quite often in the black community when something happens, it's because of one of our own people setting something in place to destroy us. It's one of the first things I learned that my father said, son, when you get out of the hood, try not to hang around too much because everybody's not going to be happy for you. There's snakes all around that's looking at you, and they hating on you from over there. This young lady had 2 jobs, getting ready to go to college or something. Who was the snake in the room? I forgot to open the phone lines up. I'm opening the phone lines up right now. If you got a comment, you want to say something, 872-267-2552. 872-267-2552. If you're on the YouTube side, you would see the number right above my head. And that's 872-267-2552. And so I'm watching, they got the video of this young lady in the room, partying. they drinking, they smoking. Somebody's doing pills because she didn't have epilepsy, yet they found epilepsy medication, topiramate, in her system. Now, how does it get there? She doesn't take it herself, but she's drinking. That's most likely how it got in there. I told my daughter when she went away to school, and everybody should tell their kids, if you're somewhere, I'm not saying you're going to be somewhere drinking or whatever. I don't care if you're even drinking water. You sit that cup down, that cup is dead, period. Don't hand your cup to nobody. Don't take a cup from anybody. Somebody in that room slipped that girl something. Because there's drunk and there's the condition that she was in. I had a personal experience like that where I think it was my 18th birthday. And I walked outside and I passed out, and my cousin and them found me and brought me back and laid me on the couch. And then when I woke up, they said, let's get this party back going. They found me. They were looking out for me, so I wasn't gone long. But she made it from the 10th floor of a hotel down to the basement of a hotel with no one but the camera seeing her. She wasn't raped. She wasn't beat. She passed out because that little lever on the inside, I've worked at plenty of restaurants with the walk-in coolers. You press that little button, it opens the door. She wasn't conscious. She passed out. It can happen. If you've ever passed out, it can happen. Who's responsible? The hotel's not responsible. The people in that room are responsible. Somebody in that room knows something and did something, and they've kept their mouth closed all this time. And there's two people that were part of the documentary that were shot and killed. Her uncle was shot and killed, and the young man that used to go and do all the street interview type stuff, he was shot and killed. But like so many others in our neighborhoods that have been shot and killed behind the nonsense of drugs and alcohol that proliferate our neighborhoods. And so now what we have is marijuana dispensaries. The government can always find a way to change your misery into profit. And people better be careful, because I'm hearing that when you go to these dispensaries, you know, they've got your ID, your stuff's being scanned into a system, you're being put into a database. You still can be persecuted for marijuana possession if it's over a certain weight. So now all the dope dealers, what do you think is going to happen? Since the legal dope dealers are here, the police now have to further push the illegal dope dealers out, because now it's not a crime to have marijuana or try to sell marijuana. The crime now is tax evasion, because they are collecting a city tax, a state tax, a county tax, an exercise tax on each individual item. You might get charged 25% on this item, 35% on this item. I showed you all the bill last week where, let me see if I can put it up here again. Here it is here. If you see this bill that I put onto the screen, this is someone went out and bought, I'm looking, looks like they bought 3.5 grams. They got something called Shanger, and that was $66. And then they got the live sugar mac, which they got a gram of that, and that was $71.50. And then so that came out to $137.50. And then you see there's a local tax, which is $1.03. Then that's a local county tax, $1.03. A local city tax, $4.13. An Illinois sales tax, $12.03. Then you have an excise tax on the THC, 25% on one item, 35% on another item, which comes out to a total of $41.66 in taxes collected. Y'all think it's a game out here? Keep thinking that you can sell your little side packages, and when you get caught, you'll be able to go to court and say, well, no, it's legal now. Oh, you're not here for marijuana. You're here for tax evasion. You're here because you're selling a product and we're not getting our cut. Then you're going back to jail. Plain and simple. Get out here and be stupid. You're going back to jail. It gets crazy for me. It just gets disturbing. And I don't have the answers, but I'm hoping that maybe we can get some think groups going and come together and bring some resources together. And that's one of our biggest problems. Everything we keep for ourselves, we need to get some resources together to help the next generation that's coming up, because these millennials are struggling. And they don't realize how bad they struggling. They got great ideas, but they ain't got no money. And us, the baby boomers, which I'm at the end of the baby boomers, I ain't got no money, but most of the baby boomers born in the 50s and things like that, they are the ones that had most of the real estate and things like that, and made their marks in the world. So we talk about legacy building. What is our legacy if we don't have a foundation? How can you have a foundation that's crumbling because you don't have systems in place to monitor the behavior of us? We got all these stars out here in the world now making millions of dollars and then doing dumb crap. You can't tell people how to spend their money. I appreciate LeBron James and the things that he does. I think it should be mandatory that if you are one of the fortunate enough ones to get up to that level and make millions of dollars, that it should be in your heart to do something for your people. Just like it should have been in President Obama's heart to do something for black people, but we didn't ask for anything because we just figured a black man in the White House, he know what we going through. He know what we need. And we got nothing for 8 years. And I love the Obamas, but I'm not about to sit here and play these, well, we gave you an opportunity to get more loans. What? How does that fix the economic deprivation of black people in this country? You got an opportunity to get more loans. Well, we put the health care in that. Most of us are already getting the green cards and whatever. What is that? What was done for black people, period, in the Obama administration? He says we did this for black people. And behaved like Donald Trump and said, I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'm doing it for black people. Screw y'all. It didn't happen. Because he was too concerned with the image of the first black president. I did the show about it one day, and I was like, first term, I let it all slide. I said, the second term, I don't care if you get impeached, dude. Do something for black people. Period. That's the way I felt. That's the way I still feel. And too bad if people are upset with me. Oh, he down in the black president. I can't believe it. Believe it. If you don't believe it, go find me something. The email address is right up here. The show 1965 at yahoo.com. Send me what he did for black people. Because I didn't heard from too many people what he didn't do. Especially, I went to see Dr. Claude Anderson, who was a financial advisor for, I think, 3 of the presidents. I think he was for Bush and he was for Clinton. And they're doing some of the Obama administration. And he said, we had something on the table that we presented, and he shot it down. He shot down an economic plan for black people. This is your black president. So miss me with that. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm just saying. We got to start pointing the finger at us. What are we doing to improve us? To prove our condition? What legacy are we building other than, well, just going to school, get that education now, and go work for Whitey? That's what we've been trained to do. And then you sit there for years, and then you find out one day, oh, fuck. I done wasted my time with these people. How Kelly said, you're killing me. And they play these mind games with you, and they know they got you because, oh, yeah, you went to school, you got your degree, but you fucked up. You came to work for me. Instead of working for yourself, instead of building your own companies, instead of coming together as a community, instead of putting up your Black Town sign, like Chinatown, like Greek Town, like Jewtown. Those people came together as communities, and they brought that money back to the communities, and they opened stores in your neighborhood and took your money back to their communities. And what you got, nigga? What you got? You ain't got nothing because you ain't smart enough to collectively come together. And we know we did a good job on y'all in them 3 centuries of slavery and that other century of Jim Crow. And we taught y'all separation on a whole nother level. We took the chains off your feet and hands and put it on your mind. And we let all your leaders believe that we going to be fair, Martin. We going to do the right thing. Give us time. Wait, it ain't time yet. You only been out of slavery 100 years. We going to look out for you. And all they wrote was blank check after blank check after blank check. And they built a country around you and with your help. And that's why I get tired of okie doke Negroes praising Master's name. Oh, this is a great opportunity that he gave me. Now, if you follow the rules, not the rules that had you in the front, so you was in the front. And the rule is, you don't stand in front of a good white man that's giving you opportunities that doesn't know as much as you. You, Negro, put these tap shoes on and you do as I say, and we all good. That's the system. And I'm not saying don't go get your education. Go get your education. I went to 5 different colleges. Get your education. Make you a plan while you're getting that education on what you're going to do with your life where you don't have to go work for these people. Or if you have to go work for these people, have your out plan. Because if you're black and then you're in this country, you're going to need the out plan. And I don't care how long it goes good for you, you are going to get your Negro wake-up call. And when you get your call, how you going to answer? You know how we end the show every day. Love, peace, soul. We out of here.
Step out of the car. No, you don't have the right. Step out of the car. You do not have the right to do that. I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove you. I refuse to talk to you other than
to identify myself.
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them full clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you won't. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.